All right, so you guys have mostly seen me do car videos. My entire channel is devoted to car videos. But every now and then I throw in a home improvement video. Right behind me is my home garage. You can see with the lights and the door and everything. It took me a few months to completely rebuild that old 1914 carriage house into a nice garage space so I can house some of my secret little stashes of microcars. But what you don't know, this is a secret, is that I've been digging out my basement during a pandemic. So let me just flip around here, look down over my shoulder. You can see there's a big hole in my driveway where we've been using it to get access to the basement. So let's go down there and just see what's going on. Stella, hey, do you want to see what's going on? Everybody wants to see what's going on. So let's take a tour of the basement and show you what's been going on. I think you're really going to like it. It's been a lot of work, and we're not done. Nowhere is near done, but let's go take a look. All right, so some of you have been requesting a basement update tour. You can see we've got the ottoman upside down on the cold air return because the cold air return is actually producing cold air into the house. We have no heat. We have space heaters running all the time, which are going to be expensive, but it is 39 degrees outside and we need a little heat. Let's go down and check out the progress of the basement. First off, you'll notice the weather stripping under the door that leads in the basement, and then also all the muddy footprints that go down into the basement. You can see that somebody's been going in and out of this back side door and down these steps. And if you think about it, that last step there, you notice, is a doozy. You really want to be careful on this last step. You don't want to step right there because that'd be bad. So let's go down to the basement and we'll show you what's going on. Okay, you'll notice we have a lot of these posts that are suspending a bracket in midair. There's nothing underneath there, but there will be concrete that's poured up to the bottom of that bracket right there, and that's about where the floor level will be. So at each corner of the house there are these massive forms. I'll show you how this works. There's rebar that's tied into rebar that goes into the wall, and into the wall is epoxied and had to have a special inspection just for that. So the concrete will go down into this form, create basically a sub-wall, and it'll flow down and cover up this whole area. This will become basically a footer for the house. And there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 of them. I think there's 9 of them. It's quite a job. Let's turn these lights on here. Where's my light switch? Light switch is up here. There we go. Let's turn on all the lights, shall we? There we go. Let's see what we're doing here. So, I'll show you again. This is another form. There's a form wood wall there that's created like this little berm. Concrete's going to get poured all along there and through the corner and create a footer. The concrete will then flow down into there, and it'll be a nice substantial anchor for our home. Right now the entire basement is being held up by 2x4s and beams. If you look through there, it is a maze of 2x4s and beams. That's supporting the whole house. Pretty amazing. There's a big beam right here. But there are more forms and more trenches. Everything is ready for inspection. It's going to get inspected next working day, which will be Monday. You can see we have more of these forms, or I should say brackets, that are floating. That's where walls will be. Does that make sense? We'd be in a hallway right now. Disregard this post because this would be a hallway. Disregard all these posts because there's going to be a steel beam that takes the place of that, and then we get rid of all these beams, or posts, excuse me. Get rid of all the posts with new beams. So we'll go over to this corner here and we'll show you. Turn this light on. Same thing. We've got rebar that bends around the corner and is tied into the house. The second inspection will be tomorrow to make sure before we pour the concrete that we're doing it right. And there's extra rebar that goes along here. I don't know if we're going to pour another form there or pour another base or not. I think so. So lots going on. This is what our basement looks like as of Saturday, October 8th. Today's 8th. Today was the day that Biden announced his new presidency. So I think that's what today is. And if you're interested in looking at the plans, they're right here. We're standing in the basement, a couple new window wells, a new bedroom, a new mechanical room. All this space here will be open with a little laundry and a sink, stairwell, and then a new bathroom off the side with heated concrete floors. Isn't that pretty cool? Okay, over and out. This is your update on the basement. All right, so it's an exciting day here at the household. We've got the concrete truck, which is the big red, white, and blue thing, dumps concrete into that hopper right there, which is a pumper. It's connected to another truck, and the pumper hose pumps concrete through this hose and all the way into our basement. Let's go in the basement and see what's going on. I filled all these things. So the hose runs in from the basement opening there through this tube, and they're starting to fill up all the channels that guy's doing over there. So much better than doing it by bag and mixing it in a bucket. So much better. Quite a lot of busy work going on in the basement today. Great to have some concrete being poured finally. So all the concrete's getting poured. And all the forms. That's pretty cool. So there goes the pumper trucks. You can see in the tops of the trucks there the different compartments. There's sand on one side, gravel on the other, and then the mix in the back. And it all comes through the tube, mixes together, and then goes into the pumper. That's really cool. All right, so we're down in the basement and we're admiring the handiwork of our new reinforced concrete floors that have been poured. The new stem walls that connect with rebar to our old Portland cement walls, and our new footers, which are 3 feet 4 feet, maybe 6 feet long, a couple feet wide, all over. I mean, they had 2 big cement trucks, as I showed you earlier, filled this place up with concrete. Look at that. There's forms that run all over the house. And they just keep going, which is what we need. We need a nice, strong house. A big bunker. A lot of concrete was poured today. I should probably carve my initials in there. Probably not. Okay, we're looking good. Now it looks like they're putting in the bolts, the sill plates, which are these here. Put nuts on. Let's see all the nuts laying on the table there. All right, so thanks for following along on our basement remodel. This is the beginning of the end. Well, that's the beginning of something. So this is going to finalize this section of the forms and the supports and the, what do you call these things? I guess these would be the the bases or the footers of what's to come next. And what's to come next? Stay tuned. We'll see. A lot more coming, I'm sure.